hardtail mountain bike, gravel bike. What is the difference? Hey guys, so we're out here in the KZN Midlands, and on my right we've got the Scott Scale 965, and on my left we've got the Specialized Diverge gravel bike. So today we're going to explain the difference between why one would choose a hardtail mountain bike over a gravel bike, and the different uses and applications for either. We've just got back from the Berg 100 mountain bike race, which is a 100-kilometer race from Nottingham Road in the KZN Midlands to Hamble in the Drakensberg. We opted to go for the Specialized Diverge as the whole race is either on tar or a mix of tar or gravel, and we thought it was the perfect application for a gravel bike. Typically it is a mountain bike race and has traditionally been done on mountain bikes, but given the terrain we figured we'd do it on the Diverge over here, and we thought we'd take today just to explain the difference between a gravel bike and a hardtail mountain bike and why you would choose one over the other. Typically a gravel bike would have thinner tires, allowing for less rolling resistance to allow you to cover more ground and at a higher speed when you're traveling on gravel and tar. Gravel bikes also have drop bars which allow for more hand positions, allowing you to be more comfortable over longer distances. The gear ratios on both are slightly different, with having a bigger ring up front, and particularly in the Diverge we've got a 2x11, which is more of a road configuration, so allowing for a lot more speed over the longer distances. The only downside to that is it makes it a little bit harder to climb, whereas on the hardtail we've got one by up front and a bigger chainring at the back, allowing you to climb a lot easier. The biggest downside to that is that when you on a head-to-head sprint on the flat level ground, the gravel bike will be a lot faster over that terrain. On the hardtail, you obviously got suspension up front, making it a lot more plush. Downside to that, it is a lot heavier than typically what your gravel bike would be. So for long days in the saddle, you're pedaling with a lot more weight under you. So personally, if I were to choose between these two, I would go for the gravel bike. It is a more versatile rig. You can travel long distances on it. It can handle a little bit of single track depending on your rider level. So if you are a newbie to the sport and getting into gravel and want to dabble in it slightly, and this is your first time purchasing a bike, I'd recommend going for the hardtail. It is a lot more forgiving on the body, and it allows for a little bit more confidence if the terrain gets a little bit rougher. You can lock out the front suspension typically, so it allows for a harder ride when you are riding on tar or smooth gravel roads. And then if it does become a little bit bumpy, you can just unlock it and it makes it a little bit more comfortable up front. For the more experienced guys, if you want to go longer and spend more time in the saddle, the gravel bike will get you there quicker, so you can cover a lot longer distances a lot quicker. As I said, the drop bars allow for more hand position, so when you are on the flat roads, you can get a little bit more aero and allow for a little bit more speed. So guys, check out the site. We do have a number of options in both categories on the site. We have this Scott Scale on my right is actually available for purchase on the site, and it's a super comfortable bike. I've been spending some time on it and it will get the job done. We have a couple of other gravel bike options, but check it out and find your next rig.